Hello beings, greetings. We are going to be talking about one of my most requested video topics, social anxiety. Now first I'd like to explain what is social anxiety and how is it caused. If you look it up on the internet, it'll say that it is partly genetic and partly from environmental experiences. So if you've been bullied, or if you've been shamed, or basically if you are in any way uncomfortable with yourself, then it can transmute into social anxiety. Now there is also no cure for social anxiety. You just learn to overcome social anxiety and learn to cope with it. And if you look up on the internet how to cope with the symptoms of social anxiety, it'll give you these two answers. Talk to a therapist and take prescription medications, and it will provide you a long list of prescription medications. Now to all of you who have social anxiety, this is your last resort. Please try these few things and understanding yourself better before getting on a prescription medication. Antidepressants and anxiety medicines, those are all very dangerous, and they usually lead to worse cases of depression or worse cases of anxiety. You have the ability to heal yourself from within, mind, body, and soul. I know it may not feel like you have the power to heal yourself from within, but trust yourself and believe in yourself, because you do. Truly, you are actually the only one and the only thing that can heal yourself. The root of most social anxieties is uncomfortability with the present. Now, if you've dealt with regular anxiety, which is a constant thought process of worrying and stressfulness, then you can understand social anxiety is that plus being around other people. So essentially, it's an uncomfortability with your own being. So the first step to overcoming social anxiety is to get really comfortable with yourself. Now I want you to take this next activity very seriously. Map out an hour where you can be by yourself in your room, where no one's gonna bother you, no one's coming in, you're not expecting everyone, lock your door, and get into something that you feel very comfortable in, whether it's a flowy dress, or maybe lingerie, or maybe a sports outfit, or maybe your favorite jersey, or maybe it's naked. Personally, I prefer to be naked because I feel really at one with myself and really connected when I have nothing else on me and I am just purely myself. Now turn on some music that makes you feel really good. Doesn't matter what kind of music it is, just put on something that makes you kind of want to dance, that makes you feel good, that gets you vibing. Now go in front of a mirror, and I want you to, for an hour, look at yourself and dance. Dance, do some yoga, maybe some stretches, maybe do a self-massage. Do something where you are looking at yourself the entire time and getting really comfortable in your own being. Now, if you truly have social anxiety or any type of anxiety, you most likely will have thoughts of uncomfortability as you're doing this. Maybe you are like, why do I look that way from this angle? Or why did I do that? Or people are gonna think I'm weird if I do that, or this or that. You have to really just release all of those thoughts. Do this until you no longer have those thoughts. Start laughing out loud, smile at yourself, make yourself feel good. Be your own best friend. How do you want someone to treat you? You want someone to love you, to treat you well, right? Well, you have to start doing it to yourself first. And when the anxieties come up during this activity, don't try and fight them. Learn to cope with them. Learn to live with those anxieties. Rather than thinking so intensely, what about this, what about that? Don't think too much of it. Your mind is just asking you questions based on the environmental program that it has received from society. That is not you. That is not your own soul. All of these questions are basically just a re-recording of something that you've previously heard or maybe previously been heard about, and those are coming back to haunt you and causing you anxiety. Those do not serve you in any way whatsoever. So release your attachment to them. It doesn't matter what someone thinks about you. It doesn't matter what you look like from that angle, and it does not matter if you sound stupid. Most people who are trapped in their inner anxiety tend to look at the negative more than the positive. So during this last activity, when you question yourself about something or you find something come up, then reverse it. Take that thought or that feeling and ask yourself, well, what if not? What if everyone thinks I'm beautiful? Or what if everyone thinks I'm funny? Or what if everyone thinks that I'm great? Or what if I think that I'm great, beautiful, or funny? And let that thought process end right there. There is no reason to overthink anything in the present moment, because the present moment is here and then it's gone. And it doesn't necessarily matter what happened 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, 30 seconds ago. Every next minute gives you another minute for the present moment. And staying too much in the past is going to cause you predetermined anxieties for what's going to happen in your future. Therefore, you're not living in the present at all. It's living in the past, and it's bringing those worries and those anxieties and those hurts into your future. And when you do that, even when you just think about it, it's slightly manifesting it for your future. And at the time, you obviously may not realize this, but this is not something that you want to create for yourself. Personally, when I'm anxious or I find myself not in the present moment, I like to chant. I was raised as a Buddhist, and I will chant 3 times in my head, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, and I'll breathe with it, and it usually brings me right to my present moment because it kind of just zaps all the other thoughts out of my head. Maybe make up your own chant. Maybe tell yourself, I am calm, cool, and collected. I am calm, cool, and collected. I am calm, cool, and collected. And say this to yourself as many times as you need to for you to actually believe it. Using this mantra out in public is another thing that can help you combat your anxiety. Once you chant and you breathe and you bring yourself back to the present moment, turn your awareness outside of your own body. What's happening around you? Notice the people. They're not even present. They're so not present that they do not even notice you sometimes. When you're out in the middle of the street or you're walking around, people are scared to even look at people in the eyes. Everyone has basically developed a slight case of social anxiety because we are just so not in the present moment. Lots of people avoid human contact at all costs. Observe this. Notice that you are not the only one who is feeling this way. Most people are uncomfortable in their own bodies and around other people. If you experience social anxiety before you even get out into these public situations, and you find that they hold you back from even attending events or even going outside or being around people, it's most likely because you hold something within you where you have been bullied, or you have been shamed, or you have been denied in some way in either a public setting or even by another person. So you have all these thoughts rushing into your head. What if they think I'm weird? What if this happens? What if I do this? What if I sound stupid? What if I don't make it? What if I don't do what I want to do? I'm like listening to myself and I already sound like a crazy person. Don't let these thoughts run you. Do not let these thoughts become your reality. When you are in a rut like this, force yourself to just go out there and do it, and you will find that nothing that you thought was going to happen, happened. And even if it did, was it even really that bad? Most likely not, and now that you experienced it, you now know how to deal with that, and you know that you can survive from that situation. So, you became stronger anyways. Social anxiety creates a barrier within your own mind and your own soul where you feel that you cannot accomplish further. You have to push against these barriers. You have to reinvent yourself, in a sense. You have to rewire your thought process. If you are fearing a lot, then that means it's something that you really need to overcome, and so that's when you need to push yourself even more towards it. Release attachment to any certain outcome and just do it. And when you release your attachment to the outcome, you notice things just start flowing your way that much easier. Because when you hold no attachment and you're not sending off these signals to the universe for it to come back to you in a negative way, then you are allowing openness. You're allowing this space for things that you want to happen to come into your life. And when they start coming into your life, really feel those feels. When you feel happy or you feel good or you are infatuated with someone or something or your adrenaline is pumping, allow your body to feel all these feels. In a sense, feed off of them. Anytime you're happy, don't put a boulder around yourself. Don't box yourself in where you're like, okay, I feel happy, but I don't want to get too happy, because then I'm like too happy. What's wrong with being too happy? You don't want to be let down? Happiness and love and good feelings and those endorphins are not something that can be taken away from you. Those things come into your body and they penetrate every cell within you. They bring health to your body. They bring vibrancy to your body, and they bring success and positive outcomes into your body and into your outer experience as well. And this is your growth. This is what you build your new self upon. These are the building blocks to rewire your brain. Once you pass this growth barrier that you have unwittingly projected upon your own thought process, the stronger you become and the more able you are to eliminate future anxieties. Understand this and apply this to every experience in your life. If you have social anxiety just about going outside and walking down the street, apply it. Push yourself. Instead, be like, I'm gonna wave to a random stranger. And don't be afraid by that. You're most likely never gonna see that person ever again, and if you do, it's because they like that you wave to them and they want to become your friend. But most likely in every situation, the people that you see outside just on your daily strolls or doing your errands, you most likely won't ever see again. Taking yourself out of your comfort zone and doing things that you originally feared is probably the closest you're gonna get to being able to cure your anxiety. The more and more you do things that you fear, the more and more you do things that you are uncomfortable with, the more you become comfortable with it, and the more you actually learn to enjoy those types of things. The truth is, there is no way to be perfect, and there is no way to get everyone to like you, and there is no way to please everyone. So don't worry about the judgment of others. If they don't like you, or they don't like what you're doing, or they don't like how you're feeling or what you're saying, then they are not your people. They are not serving you. They are not benefiting you. They're helping you grow for a little bit because you're learning to release those types of people. But surround yourself with people who help uplift you. Push yourself out of your comfort zone. And take time to love yourself. And when you become comfortable with yourself, you realize the approval of others means nothing. It's all about you and how you feel about you. Thank you, beings.